Hello. Today we're going to be making apple. What am I saying? I'm sorry. Today we're going to be making sweet potato muffins. So I have prepped every one of my ingredients. I'm going to show them to you in a second. So to make the sweet potato muffins, here are all the things you're going to need. You're going to need baking powder. You're gonna need 3 eggs. I like to put banana in mine, but you don't have to. Just make sure. So I have banana that I mashed with a fork. And of course your sweet potatoes right there in the pot. If you need a trick and you don't want to cook the sweet potato, you can grate it. Grate it. Here are some grated sweet potatoes that I use for a different recipe. So when they're grated and small, they bake easily in the oven. So that's a trick that I use also for making fritters. I grate them instead of cooking them when I don't have time. Okay. I'll be taking pictures as I go so I can put them on my blog. If you want to see the full recipe on the blog, go to blw4busymoms.com. That's baby led winning BLW for busymoms.com for the full recipe. Alrighty, let's get started. So you're gonna need 2 bowls, 2 mixing bowls, one for your wet and one for your dry ingredients. Here are mine. This is my dry ingredient bowl. You're gonna need 2 cups of flour. You can use baking. Sorry, my brain is a little crazy today. You can use white flour only, or you can mix it with whole wheat flour, or use just whole wheat flour. I must caution you though that whole wheat flour on its own doesn't stick together that well. So my suggestion is to use half and half whole wheat, half white, or just white flour. Today I'm using just white flour. I've done it before with half and half. So here we go. We have 2 cups of our flour in here. I wrote down all my recipes. I love writing recipes and creating new ones, so I don't want to forget what I created. So let me just make sure. So 2 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons baking powder and 1 teaspoon baking soda. If you don't have baking soda, you can use 3 teaspoons baking powder, or if you don't have baking powder, you can use 3 teaspoons baking soda, whatever. It'll work just fine. Anyway, so I have put all my dry ingredients in one bowl. Now I'm going to do my wet ingredients. My wet ingredients go in the yellow bowl. I've mashed my banana. I'm going to take, this is 2, these are 2 potatoes that I chopped really small so they can boil easily. I'm just gonna drain the water out of it and pour it in the bowl. I'll let you know my process. I don't need you to see my face, you need to see the food. So this is my little professional web video maker, but you know, I love cooking, so bear with me if things are a little shaky here. I'm doing the best I can. I'll get better as I go. Okay, so here we go. I put all of those in there. Actually, I'm gonna just use half of it, so you need to just do a half later. Let me mash it together. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm just mashing things together. If you don't want a lot of muffins, then you're gonna have to adjust this to your preference. I'm just mashing all of these together. It's gonna be a little gooey, but this is for babies, so they don't care if it's gooey or not. You know, they just want to eat. We need to give them something healthy, and that's all they care about. I'm gonna put the rest in there. Actually, I cooked 3 potatoes because I needed some for different recipes, so I'm gonna take some out. But for this recipe, you only need 2 sweet potatoes. So do as I say, not as I do. I make a bunch of potatoes, and like if I'm making a recipe, I will make extra of different things because I make multiple foods. I cook multiple foods a day that use kind of similar recipes. So like if I'm making sweet potato muffin, I'll make sweet potato pancakes for the next day and sweet potato fritters. So that way I'm batch cooking the ingredients I need instead of like cooking little at a time. I'm a very busy mom, as the name of my blog would suggest, with toddlers, a toddler and an infant. So I don't have time to like cook multiple different meals. So the more I can prep, the better for me. So I cooked 3 sweet potatoes, but I only used 2 for this. The other one is going to be used for a different recipe. That's the rest of it for a different recipe. So please only use 2 sweet potatoes for this one. So we have a sweet potato with our banana mashed mixed together. I'm going to put the eggs, break the egg in there. 1. And as I go, I take pictures as well, like I said before, so don't freak out. I'm taking a picture of my food. I include them in the blog. Okay, today is the perfect day because my 2 babies are sleeping. Almost fell asleep at the same time, so one has to wake up soon in 20 minutes. But at least I get enough time to do what I need to do. So here we go. We mixed all of our ingredients. We're gonna need, so we have banana, we have sweet potatoes, and we have the eggs. Oh goodness, I'm really not the best at this video creation thing. Here we go. I hope you see what I am trying to show you here. Okay. And now we're gonna put the oil. You're gonna need 1 cup of oil. I like to use the same measuring cups for everything because I hate creating dishes for me to wash. I don't have the time for a lot of things during the day, so I kind of have to multitask here. So looks like I only have half a cup of oil. Let me get the other. Okay. I don't even think you can see what I'm doing here. Oh, that's much better. Here we go. Much better. I found the right angle. Yay. Okay, so I have my oil measuring. Okay, I have my oil, 1 cup. Just double checking my recipe. Yes, I'm gonna pour the 1 cup of oil into the bowl. Yay, I found the right angle. I'm so happy. Now you can see my video better. Okie dokie. Okay, let's check taking my pictures, make sure I have the right things in there for the blog. Okay, now we're gonna match them all together. Match them all together. And you also want to mix up all your dry ingredients so that they can activate while you're mixing your wet ingredients. So that the baking powder and the baking soda can activate in the flour to give you a nice delicious muffin. Okay, now we mix this together. Nice and gently. This is going to be a very, very, very good muffin. You can feel free to add whatever fruits you want. If you find that it's too mushy for you, like it's too gooey for you, you can add other fruits to it, or you can add more flour to make it thicker. So, and I will, if I do something that changes the recipe on my blog, I will update it to give you the appropriate recipe. Okay, now we have this perfectly mixed. Take my picture again for the blog. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to combine the wet and the dry ingredients together. I pour the wet into the dry. Gently and mix. You want a nice mixture going. Pour the rest in. So excited for my kids to try this mozzafica. The best thing about this muffin is that you're not using any sugar. The other muffins on the internet, they suggest that you put maple syrup, which is a kind of sugar in my opinion. I know it comes from threes, but it's still sugar to me. And when a baby is learning to eat, you really don't want to give them any sugar if you can help it. You don't want to over mix, by the way. So we're just gonna do this. It's now mixed, and it's okay if there's some white flour still in there, not mixed completely. And I'm gonna take a picture for the blog. Excuse me. I have to do my dishes. I have a whole lot of dishes to do. Excuse me while I take some more pictures here. Okay, looks good. Now we're just gonna let it rest without touching it again, and we're going to set up our muffin pan. Okay. Angle, and then I screwed it off again. Goodness. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. So here is my muffin pan. I'm going to spray it. So you can spray it with oil if you want. I'm still trying to find my right angle. I think this is the right angle. I'm still trying to figure out what my angle is. Okay, here we go. You can see more of the food now. Okay, so here. I like to use this thing. It's called Baker's Joy. Well, there's a brand called Baker's Joy, but this is just Pam baking made with flour. It's the knockoff of the actual brand Baker's Joy. But basically, it's the same. It's oil and flour mixed together. And this makes it easy, and it prevents the muffins from sticking to the pan. This is for people who don't have muffin liners, muffin pan liners. You can use Baker's Joy. It's made with flour. So let's spray it on. You set your temperature, your oven to 375 while you're doing all of this, by the way. What a mess. It smells good though. It's just more flour and oil. Okay. Alright, so I sprayed my pan with some Baker's Joy, and hopefully this will prevent it from sticking. I think I need to spray some more on it. I'm gonna move it over here to spray. Okay, now you can see it better. You see the pan that's covered in oil and flour. This is great because it is not gonna stick to this pan. It slides right off. Okay. Alrighty, let's do this. So now that you've let this settle for a while and let it activate, you can now scoop it into the pan. I use a spoon for this. I'm gonna use a big spoon. You don't want to overfill it either. So it'll just be weird. It's gonna rise up too high. My hands are clean, by the way, so I can touch the food. Just put it in each separate muffin thingies. I think I overfilled this one, so separate to the next. Looking good, looking good. This one was also overfilled. Scoop a little out of it. It is looking good, baby. Looking good, baby. My baby's room is right next to the kitchen, so that's why I'm kind of whispering, in case you're wondering. I'm not trying to wake him up today, right now. Just need him to stay there and sleep. So you're gonna bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until a toothpick that you stick in the middle of one of them comes out clean. If you use the right temperature, which is 375, you should be able to achieve that easily. Okay. Remember, my hands are clean, so don't judge me touching the food. They're perfectly clean. I always wash before I start. Okay, I think the trick to making good muffin is to let things rest. If it doesn't rest for the ingredients to activate each other, like the chemical reaction to occur, it's not gonna come out good. The baking soda, the baking powder, and the eggs need to do what they do. So where is my beautiful muffin? It makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It makes 10. Okay, I gotta wake my kid up. I'll wake my toddler up and let my baby sleep. Okay, I'll set the timer for 20 minutes. Oh, I forgot to take a picture. Oh my goodness, I gotta take it outside. Anyway, that is how you make sweet potato muffins. See you next time on my next video.